Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us here on 10 TV Plus for a new episode of our Weather Impact Show. I'm meteorologist Aaron White.
And I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens. It is a toasty afternoon out there.
Yeah, a good summer day. We got temperatures up at getting close to 90 degrees. We got the heat index, the humidity, but thankfully, we've been talking about this for several days over the weekend, last week, looking ahead to the forecast. It's finally going to go away. We're finally getting a nice break, and something everyone can enjoy.
And we even got a little bit of a break when it came to the heat out there. Certainly yesterday, the cloud cover really helped out with that. I mean, it made it a gloomy day, but it helped us avoid the dangerous heat. And I think we're going to avoid the dangerous heat this afternoon too.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, we're going to still talk about temperatures, around 90, but it's not going to get quite as hot. It's not going to feel as hot. We're likely not going to see those heat index values over 100 like it looked like it could have been. So thankfully that's the good case. We're not going to be as hot. But let's dive into the forecast here because we are talking about some big changes on the way as we go through the next several days. I do also want to mention that there is an air quality alert here today because of higher than normal levels of ozone. So if you are sensitive, if you have asthma or any other upper respiratory illness, just keep that in mind. Give yourself maybe a little bit of time, not so much time outdoors. Just limit your time outside here for today if you have any of those respiratory issues here. But we're also talking about the heat. Most of the heat alerts are well to our south because we're not going to be as hot here this afternoon. So again, good news on that front, but we are still tracking some of the heat further to the south where the heat index value could get closer to 100 here for today. Otherwise, our temperatures will be up around 90 this afternoon if you're heading out to the Ohio State Fair. It's going to be sunny as well. There's going to be a few scattered clouds, but with the sunshine, of course, today and this time of year, we always have that very high UV index, so make sure to bring that sunscreen with you. Apply it before you leave, and then reapply it once you're out there, and just try to enjoy the day today and just stay cool out there as well. But we are tracking that big cool down here starting tomorrow, but we got to get through some rain first here as we go through the day on your Thursday, and then we can actually enjoy some sunshine, some cooler temperatures, lower humidity. Honestly, a lot to look forward to in the forecast here by Friday, right on into the weekend. We have a perfect weekend coming our way, so a lot to enjoy here. But going through the hour-by-hour forecast here today, this afternoon, a few scattered clouds here and there. Could see an isolated shower well to our north here as we go into the later evening hours, and then we'll see some more scattered showers and a few thunderstorms also to the north here later tonight. Going to be watching all this building in as we see a cold front working its way into the region. So this is going to bring some rain here tomorrow. So not really an ideal day to be outside. It won't be a washout by any means, but there will be some rain. Could be a few thunderstorms. And with this round, we're not talking about any extensive rainfall leading to any flash flooding concerns. It's going to be rather quick, and the showers and storms probably are not going to be really too heavy, but just keep that in mind. We are going to be talking about some rain here tomorrow, and then that all clears out, and we're looking ahead to some sunshine here as we head into our Friday. So as we talk about the potential for rainfall, most amounts are going to be under an inch. So I don't really think we're going to have to worry too much about any concerns for flash flooding. It'd be more of a problem if they happen if we see some of those thunderstorms rolling over some of the locations that saw all the rain over the weekend, such as Lancaster, Groveport, parts of southeastern Franklin County, and Fairfield County especially. So hopefully we can avoid that here tomorrow, and then just look ahead to some nicer weather and drier conditions as we look ahead to Friday right on through the weekend. And for today, we are talking about mostly dry conditions. There again is that chance for an isolated shower, mainly to the north of the area, more up around the lake, up around Cleveland and that part of Ohio. 91 degrees for a high temperature here today. Mostly sunny skies are in the forecast. And then tonight we'll dip down to the lower 70s. Scattered showers are going to arrive later, especially as we get closer to sunrise here on your Thursday. And that wind is going to start to pick up a little bit more, helping to usher in the cooler air that we have in the forecast. I mean, look at the 7-day forecast. We're at 91 here for today. And then as we go into tomorrow, showers and storms are in the forecast, and those temperatures, well, they're dropping. 78 degrees for a high temperature here on Thursday, 79 on Friday, and look at those overnight temperatures down into the lower 60s, and then Saturday morning, 58 degrees, and we got 80 for a high here on Saturday. Like I mentioned, Michael, a perfect weekend coming our way. The last couple of days of the Ohio State Fair here, Friday and Saturday. could not ask for better weather.
You know, I think I'm going to need to find an excuse to take the weekend off, because it's been so long this summer since we've had actually comfortable weekend weather.
Right. It's either been hot, it's been raining like last weekend, of course. We had all the flooding. So I think we all deserve a good weekend and a dry weekend and really just perfect weather. Low humidity.
Yeah. And like you said, it's going to be hot this afternoon, but we've been able to get rid of that weather impact alert because it's not quite as bad as things were looking earlier this week. I think we're going to, like you said, avoid some of those 100-degree heat index values.
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing still mid-90s. I mean, there's still going to be that humidity around, of course. I mean, that's typical summer weather, but it's just not going to be that high that we have to be overly concerned about it.
Yeah, which is good news out there today, and then even better news for the end of the week.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm so ready. Friday, I just looking at the forecast here. I mean, I'm off on Friday, so I'm just like looking ahead to like, what could I do? Go out to the lake, go out to the pool.
What can't you do?
And yeah, exactly. Just be outside all day long and just enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be nice to get to that reprieve after all the heat that we've seen. And like I said, today at least going to be another toasty one this afternoon. And when the temperatures do get hot, it's also time to talk about keeping your car running well in the heat. Hannah McDonald from the CBS affiliate in Nashville has more on how you can make sure your car is safe for the road.
So we got trusty air conditioners and fans, and you get hot, you just go sit in the AC for a while.
With a steady stream of customers, keeping the garage doors closed is just not an option.
I'd love to air condition it, but the doors go up and down so much that you'd never keep it air conditioned.
With persistent 90-degree weather this month, car issues have been common. The folks at Precision Tune Auto Care on Murfreesboro Pike are staying busy keeping up.
Tires get hot, transmissions get hot, engine gets hot. You're trying to keep them cool, they're maxed out. You're just sitting and idling. The air coming through everything is hot, so it just puts stress on everything.
You pay a lot for your car up front. Not paying attention to its summer needs could end up costing you more. There are low-cost steps you can take to stay cool and protect your vehicle in the process.
The big thing on air conditionings is cabin filters. A lot of people don't know they have them. Just like the filter on your furnace at home, there's one internal on your dash and they can get plugged up.
On a hot day, a closed vehicle can reach 140 degrees in just a few minutes. Here at the shop, the team has seen the sun damage seats and screens.
Yeah, anything computer related can be affected by the heat because your processing boards are in a gel and they break down. Wiring is all wrapped in plastic, it breaks down, it gets hot. So yeah, heat is effective to a lot of things.
And when it comes to your tires, maintaining the right PSI is key. Heat causes air to expand, which can lead to blowouts.
Tractor trailers are notorious for it, yeah. Because they run 110, 115 pounds and they're under stress all the time.
So before the check engine light turns on, be proactive.
If you're on the side of the highway broke down, it's even hotter, you know. So big thing is get it in, get it checked out.
In Nashville, Hannah McDonald.
Thanks to Hannah for that report. Now to some continuing coverage from over the weekend, not from the heat, but from the flooding. The cleanup is only just beginning in Lancaster. Of course, that's following the weekend floods. These are just some of the images and videos we've seen over the past few days.
Yeah, and it's been wild, and all that rain has led to a lot of changes in plans for the community. We first told you yesterday morning the Lancaster Festival actually decided to cancel shows this week, and at the Ohio University Lancaster Wendell Stage, and 10 TV's Colin Dorsey actually got check of the damage on site, and the water is gone, but grass, mud, and debris still cling to everything. And leaders actually, the leaders that own a lot of the stage equipment, told us that they're trying to figure out what can be saved and what's actually ruined. Their big screens blew off these frames in Saturday's winds.
We've got to get out here and clear the site now. It's a muddy mess. So even just trying to figure out how do we move things out, that's taking other people to help.
It's been a mess out there for sure. That festival refunding concert tickets, but some people are opting to donate that money back to the festival or making other donations to help get things ready for next year. Concerts at other locations are still on, and we have more details on what's going on down there on 10tv.com.
Yeah, just wild watching all that flooding. I mean, we were tracking it over the weekend, of course. I was in the morning, you came in the afternoon, and just watching those showers and storms just dump so much rainfall, not just Saturday, but then again, a repeat of the same locations on Sunday. So
yeah, it was definitely a brutal weekend, an active weekend for weather, and of course, weather alerts being issued this weekend too. Lots of activity from the National Weather Service. They are, unfortunately, here in Ohio, still working to fill a number of vacancies throughout the state. The Wilmington office, the one that provides weather data and alerts to most of central Ohio, including us here in Columbus, right now has 5 job openings. 2 of them are in leadership roles.
Yeah, the union leader actually confirmed the organization had issues with vacancies for several years, but he added that recent buyouts offered under the Trump administration have led to more.
His advisors have been advising him that one of their priorities is to cut the federal budget and to trim the federal workforce. Yes, indeed, they did. They came in and they offered buyouts, and people accepted them, who were people who had been there for a long time.
Yeah, and earlier this month, the White House said that the National Weather Service was exempt from federal hiring freezes. And as of yesterday, the agency started advertising those jobs on social media.
And now to a major story that's been making headlines over the last 24 hours, the 8.8 magnitude earthquake near Russia and the tsunami risk that followed. That quake was off Russia's coast last night, one of the strongest quakes ever recorded and the highest magnitude since 2011.
Yeah, that earthquake actually triggered a tsunami in the northern Pacific, and warnings in Alaska, Hawaii, and other coastal areas around the world. CBS News correspondent Jared Hill has more from New York.
In Honolulu, a scramble to seek higher ground. Waves crashed on empty beaches as warnings echoed.
The roads are full, people trying to move. We ask you to stay calm, cooperate, and get to high ground.
We decided to go to elevated ground, and it's kind of just where it's taken us so far. We've passed a couple other gas stations that you can't even get in them.
Tsunami warnings and alerts were issued from Hawaii to the entire west coast of the U.S. after an 8.8 magnitude earthquake hit off Russia. Officials warned waves could reach up to 10 feet, prompting boats to head out to sea.
So far, we have not seen a wave of consequence, which is great relief to us.
Hours earlier, a tsunami more than a foot high was detected in over a dozen parts of Japan. Officials warned bigger waves are possible. Some people sought safety on the tops of buildings. The massive earthquake that triggered the waves shook furniture in far eastern Russia. Emergency responders rushed to a damaged kindergarten after the front of the building collapsed. No children were reportedly inside. Jared Hill, CBS News.
And finally today, sticking with that theme there, check out some new video into us here at 10 TV. This is video showing some of those impacts from the tsunami waves overnight in Hawaii. Thankfully, those impacts being minimal. Residents were allowed to return home earlier today, but you can see the flooding that even a small tsunami can actually cause.
Yeah, I know they were kind of tracking the waves and talk about some of the wave heights, and in some areas, not necessarily in Hawaii, but in other the west coast, kind of coming in at high tide. Yeah. So being a little bit higher with some of that flooding coming in from the ocean and stuff.
Yeah, and people, I don't think, especially if you're not in a tsunami zone, necessarily understand how how impactful that can be, because you're kind of like, oh, it'll be a couple feet, and you're like, okay, well, I'm like 5-6 feet. What's the problem? It's not just one little wave that comes in and then it's done. It pushes inland quite a bit.
Multiple waves, just waves coming in, and we saw that with other tsunamis. You know, in the past, of course, there's the tsunami from 2011 in Japan, the infamous 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami that just caused so much devastation. So thankfully, this time around, not seeing as much flooding, at least in some parts of the Pacific.
Yeah, good news there. And speaking of the tsunami, this video here showing panicked sea lions that actually dived into the sea as that quake hit near the island of...
Definitely getting scared by that quake.
Definitely. View there from one of those Russian islands there. I'm not going to try to pronounce that because I would be terrible at trying to pronounce that name. But it's a natural habitat for sea lions that were there off the coast, and that powerful quake sent rocks falling, and the sea lions were seen again diving into the sea for safety. That powerful 8.8 magnitude earthquake again that triggered tsunami waves up to 5 meters or 16 feet in areas nearby and sparked evacuations again on Wednesday.
Yeah,
nature even knows to
wild.
get out of the way.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, yeah, scary for anyone there. Seeing the rocks falling off the cliffs, the hill there, and of course, yeah, just they have to dive in to get away from it, and even just the shaking, I'm sure, is stirring them up a little bit.
I mean, I've heard stories of people that have been like in those tsunami zones, and like the wildlife is sometimes the first to react, and you're like, wow, the birds are doing weird stuff. Yeah, the animals are acting weird.
What's going on here? Something's up.
they know something's up, and then they want to get out of the way just as much as we can know something's up and want to get out of the way of those type of events.
Yeah, definitely. When anything disastrous happens, of course, being alert and being aware of what's going on is always a good thing. And we always will be able to alert you when there's severe weather coming in. And thankfully, we don't have any of that. We just have that nice weather to enjoy here over the next few days. But coming up later on tonight here on 10 TV and 10 TV Plus, Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz will be in for our 4, 5, and 6 o'clock newscast. So until then, you can catch more news and weather, of course, online at 10TV.com.
Great afternoon.